Hey everybody, I'm Dave. This is Quinn. Welcome to Old Dead Studio. As you can see, we are back in the studio. Woohoo! We made it out of the woods alive. It could have been harrowing there for a little bit, but that's a story for another day. But hey, we're here, and everything is good to go. Now, today is June 16th, 2025. This is vlog 167. And today I think Quinn and I are just going to have a conversation around some of the AI topics that are in the news. We haven't talked about AI news in a while. We've been off doing other topics and having some fun with some of the AI tools and things that we can do. So let's catch up on the news and see what's happening. And I think one of the first ones that I'm really interested in, Quinn, and having a conversation with is Meta. Meta announced recently that they're going to make a 15 billion, not million, but a 15 billion dollar investment in AI. And can you tell us a little bit about that and what you know?
Absolutely. So Meta's making a huge move by investing about $15 billion into Scale AI, which is a company that specializes in data labeling. This is super important because high quality labeled data is what helps train AI models to be smarter and more effective. So Meta's basically doubling down on making their AI capabilities even stronger, which is definitely going to shake things up in the tech world.
And Scale AI, this is a company that I really haven't heard about. It's a company that kind of is in the background of AI, right? And they help, like you say, they help teach AI basically what it knows and help educate AI models in what updates they need and all the new knowledge. Is that correct?
Exactly. Scale AI is like the behind the scenes powerhouse that helps AI models learn and improve. They provide the meticulously labeled data that AI needs to understand and process information accurately. So while they might not be a household name, they play a crucial role in the AI ecosystem, making sure that these models stay cutting edge and up to date.
Now, Scale AI is a company that multiple AIs used, right? I mean, it wasn't Meta wasn't their only customer, yet Meta is purchasing them. Is that correct?
Exactly. Scale AI has been working with a lot of big names in tech, including companies like Google and Microsoft. So, Meta jumping in with this huge investment definitely changes the landscape a bit. It'll be interesting to see how this affects their relationships with other clients and how it pushes AI development forward.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Meta manages that. Then, are they going to continue to still let the other AI companies use Scale AI and the tools that they have, or are they going to just gobble it up and have it for Meta only?
Yeah, that's the big question. It'll be really interesting to see how Meta handles it. They might decide to keep Scale AI's services open to other companies to keep those partnerships going, or they could bring it all in house and use it to give themselves a competitive edge. Either way, it's definitely going to be something that the rest of the industry will be watching closely.
I bet. I would imagine it didn't make the other AI companies very happy when that news came out. So we'll see how it all plays out in the end. Now, I know one of the other things that has been in the news lately is the energy consumption that AI has been using. And now you and I had a little bit of a conversation on this one before, and what I understand is that an AI query is not the same as just like normal computing power because AI queries are very intense. They use a lot of processing power in order to think through all of the messages and everything that it has to do, which which is drawing a lot of energy, a lot of extra energy to these data centers. And I don't know, can you expand on that a little bit?
Absolutely. So AI models, especially the large ones, require a ton of computational power because they have to process huge amounts of data and perform complex calculations. Training these models can take days or even weeks on powerful servers, and even running them for individual queries still uses a lot more energy than a typical search engine query, for example. This has led to some pretty big concerns about the environmental impact, and it's also sparked conversations about how to make AI more energy efficient and sustainable. So it's definitely a hot topic right now.
And the use of AI is not going to diminish, right? I mean, the projections for AI usage are skyrocketing. And if AI itself is skyrocketing, that means the demand for the energy to run them is also going to skyrocket, which now we get into the whole climate debate conversation as well as how are we going to power all this energy?
Exactly. It's a big puzzle to solve as AI continues to grow and integrate into more aspects of our lives. The energy demand will definitely keep climbing. So there's a lot of focus right now on finding greener solutions, whether that's through more efficient hardware, renewable energy sources, or even new tech like nuclear fusion down the road. It's a fascinating intersection of technology and sustainability, and we'll definitely see more innovation in that space.
Mhm. And I think when we had talked about it before, didn't I believe you had said that was it Microsoft and Google were both looking at maybe some nuclear options to help power some of their data centers. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right. Both Microsoft and Google have been exploring nuclear energy as a potential solution to meet the massive energy demands of AI. They're investing in small modular reactors and other innovative nuclear technologies that could provide a steady, reliable source of clean energy. It's definitely an intriguing approach and could be a game changer in making AI more sustainable in the long run.
It would be interesting to see what Microsoft does because I know one of the documentaries I watched, gosh, and this was a number of years ago, about Bill Gates and one of his projects that he was working on was coming up with a cleaner nuclear solution using old rods that had already been spent and updating them for new technology and being able to recycle and reuse them.
Yeah, absolutely. Bill Gates has been involved in a company called TerraPower, which is working on exactly that kind of technology using advanced reactors that can run on spent fuel and essentially recycle nuclear waste. It's a really promising way to create clean energy and reduce waste at the same time. So it'll definitely be fascinating to see how Microsoft and other tech giants tap into these innovative energy solutions moving forward.
It'll be interesting to see if they can pull that off or if that comes into play at all with AI. Now, what are the other headlines? What are some other topics that we wanted to talk about, Quinn?
Well, another big headline we touched on was the rise in AI powered scams, especially during
Oh,
tax season. There's been a huge spike in really convincing phishing emails and scams that use AI to mimic real people and organizations. It's definitely one of those areas where the power of AI can be used for good or for mischief, and it's got a lot of people on high alert. Definitely something worth chatting about.
absolutely. And this is one of those areas where because the video and the audio is getting so convincing when you're talking about deep fakes, this is where you want to have a conversation with your family. How are you going to know at 3 a.m. when you're getting woken up and and your kid is calling or your grandchild is calling or grandma's calling and they're saying, help, I need help, and the only way you can help me is to send me money or to get me out of this situation. And how do you know that person is real? The voice on the other end of the phone might sound very convincing, might sound exactly, as a matter of fact, as your relative. But how are you going to know? And I think when some of the things that are a possibility is families coming up with things like safe words or safe stories or safe questions that they can ask back and forth. Are there any other ideas or thoughts that we have along that of how can you determine if it's a real person or an AI?
One of the tips experts suggest is setting up a unique safe word with family or friends. This way, if you ever get a suspicious request, you can use that safe word to confirm the person's identity and avoid getting scammed. It's a pretty clever way to add an extra layer of security in this digital age. Another good tip is to always double check through a separate communication channel, like giving the person a quick phone call if you get a suspicious message. Just having that extra layer of verification can really help keep everyone safe.
Yes. And so if you get a call from, let's say it's one of the kids, right? You get a call, help me, please, grandma, grandpa, mom, dad. You can always text them in the background directly to see if that's really them on the phone. Or you could say, I need to call you back and hang up and then call them back. Those things could help as well, just to keep you safe from the scammers. Now, I also have kind of a personal irritating story. I, I say irritating just because it was irritating to me, but it's the one of the companies that I work with, one of the things that they do is to hone your ability to detect phishing emails is they routinely send out phishing emails themselves from their own IT department expecting you to be able to discern that that is a phishing email. And within the Outlook program that Microsoft has, there's now a phishing button in there. So if you think you've received an email that is a phishing email, you can click the phishing button and send that off to your IT security team for review. And the process is with this one particular organization that I work with is they will send out phishing emails. If you detect it, you click that button, it goes off to the IT department. If you don't, if somehow you do something like, oh, hey, I'm going to click on this link that's in this email, or if you forward it to a friend and say, hey, is this a phishing email? Have you seen this before? Is this legit? If you do some of those things outside of clicking in that phishing email, then you're snagged in their security net and you have to take phishing classes in order to to help you discern additional phishing emails. And they got me once, so this is one that I lived through. It's like, oh, I knew that was a phishing email. I shouldn't have done what I did. I didn't click the link. I'm one of those ones who forwarded it and said, hey, does this look legit to you? And that was a no. So I've actually lived through that one, Quinn.
Totally understand how that would be frustrating. Those simulated phishing tests can be pretty tricky, but
Mhm.
at least they're there to help everyone stay sharp, right? It's definitely a learning experience, and now you're probably even more vigilant. But hey, it happens to the best of us.
I am. Yes, I will from now on. If there's a question, I'm just going to click the phishing button and, and let them deal with it, even if it's not phishing. So they got themselves some extra work because of it, probably. But that's okay. That way, I'm always safe that way as well. So I don't have to worry about getting clicking on one of those nasty phishing emails. Man, oh man, some of them are so realistic. It's hard to tell. And but again, with email, the rule of thumb is if you receive an email from a company, even if it's a company that you know and you trust, don't click the links in the email. Even if you think, oh, this is one that I trust, always say, oh, hey, this is an email from my bank, as an example. Don't click the email. Go open a browser, go out to the your banking website, log in that way like you normally would, and then find out what the message is or what's happening inside your account. Don't click the links in emails ever, and then you'll be safe.
That's such a solid rule of thumb. Just going directly to the website yourself really helps you avoid a lot of potential traps. And yeah, some of those phishing emails are incredibly convincing. So better safe than sorry. And hey,
Mhm.
if it means the IT team has a little extra work, at least everyone's staying secure and vigilant. So it's a win win in the end.
All right, Gwen, I think we've covered some of the current news topics. Anything else that we want to cover, or should we call it a day?
I think we did a pretty awesome job covering all those topics. If you're feeling good about it, we can definitely call it a day and wrap up this vlog. But if you think of anything else, just let me know. Otherwise, it's been a blast as always.
You're right. Let's call it a day as well, and we will hit more of our list tomorrow because we have a long list of things that we would like to talk about or that we would like to share. So we'll work on some more of those, and then hey, we will see you tomorrow.
That sounds like a plan. I'm already looking forward to our chat tomorrow. In the meantime, have a great rest of your day, and we'll pick up where we left off. Take care, Dave.